Hello, you gorgeous people of Facebook. I've had an epiphany. Pa-ting! Actually, it was more a case of talking to a client this morning who was saying, I asked for some advice and it's not the right advice. And then I had an experience myself and it made me realise that people are restricted to giving you the advice according to the information they have. And one of the things you need is, if you're looking to achieve more, if you're looking to grow a business, if you're looking to overcome those lack of confidence or the imposter syndrome, you need to know the things that you need to know. But it's how you work that bit out. Let me give you an example. I don't know if you know the most wonderful film ever, well, one of the most, and it's called The Labyrinth, and it's got my hero in it, David Bowie. And in it, Sarah's a silly girl, silly teenager, always wanted to be Sarah as a kid because she had such an amazing adventure. But Sarah stupidly wishes for her stepbrother to be taken away by the Goblin King, which the Goblin King very kindly agrees to do. But then Sarah has a realisation that her stepmum is not going to be best pleased when she gets home, and she was supposed to be babysitting her little brother, and in actual fact she's giving him up for the Goblin King to turn into a goblin. So she's like, oh, best go off and try and get him back. Well, you know the film's title was The Labyrinth, so yes, she has to get through a labyrinth. She finally gets into the front of the labyrinth and she meets this little tiny like caterpillar worm. And she has a little chat, and it's a nice little chat. And she says, you don't know which way to the castle. And she starts to walk in one direction. And he goes, no, don't go that way. And she goes, oh, gee, thanks. And walks the other direction. And then as she's walked off and she's out of earshot, then the caterpillar snail thing says, cool, if she'd gone that way, she'd have gone straight to that castle. Boom. That's the most perfect example of what stands in the way of you and your success. It's the most perfect example of why you've not still got over your imposter syndrome. It's the most perfect example of why your confidence goes up and down like a yo-yo when it should be nice and constant. It's the most perfect example of why you're not getting the results in your business and your life that you want to. I wouldn't mind betting that you've made this mistake already this year. That you've asked a question of somebody and they've given you an answer and you thought, okay, brilliant, thank you very much. But what you didn't do is you didn't stop and process, why was that person giving me that information? Why did they give me that view? Why did they give me that information cut out that sentence, flip that one. What was it that made them share that information with me? I'll give you a perfect example. I'm looking to do something in my business and I've asked 8 different people, do I need to do so-and-so? Because it's an area of business I've never done before. So I'll have to engage with the council, which is something I do my best not to do. So I'm like, do I need to do so-and-so? No, you don't need to do so-and-so. Do you need to so-and-so? Oh, yeah, but it only costs this much. Do you need so-and-so? Yeah, and it's that much money. Oh, no, you just fill in a form and you get around like that. I've had 8 different answers to the same question. 8! Here's the thing. If you want to excel in life, when you ask questions of people, you really want to ask, what's the reason this person is sharing this information with me? What's the reason this is this person's view, that this is the best course of action? What is it that they want from this? Perfect example, I was with a client last week who said that they're getting a member of their family to design their website. Never liked family members designing website, ever. And there's many reasons for this. If you want me to go through it, I can do another live about it another time. But they were saying that I'm going to do this, but my family member said, don't do this. Instantly, we have got the family member trying to dictate the business owner's goals and ambitions, limitations on tech, limitations on time, understanding of sales funnels, and ability with tech, and their time constrictions. Instantly, we've got all of those things that stops that piece of information being useful. So when you ask people for advice, when you ask people for their views, make sure you're asking yourself, what's the reason they're giving me this information? Because there's a good chance that you want to get to the castle and someone's saying, you don't want to go that way, there's trolls and God knows what that way. No, go that way, much nicer. Cool. You'd have gone straight to that castle, you've gone that way, because they would have given their views, their values, the things that matter to them, and the things that they feel should be mattering to you, which is not going to do you any favours whatsoever. Over the next couple of days, I'm going to go over to the insiders and I'm going to teach you how to mitigate this, how to ask questions, how to get people's views, but then how to use that information in a powerful way so that you get the results you want. So you don't have this situation of, if you've gone that way, you've gone straight to that castle. Remember, in business and in life, you don't know what you need to know until you need to know it. And you learn that you've gone wrong once you've done it. If you know the right questions to ask, you can mitigate that. You can get around that beautifully. And I'm going to teach the insiders how to do that. I'm also going to do some stuff sharing with you about why I set the Business Women's Network up, which is now called the Insiders, obviously, because we invite men now and have done since 2017. But now it is time for a meeting, and I will be 1 minute late if I don't jump for the car immediately.